This is the Uniqlo Seamless Down Parka, and if you're wondering just how warm it is, how well it's made, how it fits, and more importantly, if it's a good buy, well, this video is for you, so let's get to it. For those who don't know, fill power is the space in cubic inches taken up by 1 ounce of down. The down in this jacket has a fill power of 750, meaning that 1 ounce of this down takes up 750 cubic inches of space. All things equal, a higher fill power traps more air, is warmer, and therefore higher quality. For context, fill power typically ranges from 300 to 1000. Lower quality down is between 400 and 600, while more premium down starts from 800. So in terms of down quality, this jacket is kind of in the middle, but leans closer to the premium category. But remember, fill power only indicates the quality of the down. Oftentimes, at this price point, you'll see feathers added into the mix. It's cheaper that way, but it's less warm than 100% down. This jacket has a 90% down and 10% feather filling. Again, it's a good middle ground, better than budget options, which are usually a 70-30 or 80-20 mix, but still not as warm as 100% down. The fill weight tells you the amount of filling inside, and the greater the fill weight, the more down there is and the warmer the jacket. In fact, having a lower fill power can sometimes be warmer if the fill weight is large enough. For example, 3 ounces of 700 fill power down will keep you warmer than 2 ounces of 900 fill power down. Unfortunately, Uniqlo doesn't say the exact fill weight on this, only that the seamless down hooded coat, which is a longer version of the down parka, weighs approximately 560 grams. This 560 grams includes the non-down elements, so the fill weight is slightly lesser on this parka. Hard to draw any conclusion from this, but for what it's worth, I didn't experience any shoulder fatigue at the end of the day. The jacket has a seamless construction, meaning that parts of the outer shell are fused with the interlining. Because there are no stitches, this method has better wind and water resistance, and is less likely to have down and feather leakage, not to mention a cleaner look. Compare this with the more common sewn-through construction, whereby the outer shell is stitched onto the interlining. Where the stitches are, the jacket is prone to cold spots since there's no air between the layers to provide insulation. However, the seamless construction is even more prone to cold spots as the fusing covers a greater area than a line of stitch. Also, contrary to its name, not every part of the jacket is seamless. There are seams on the sides of the body, sleeves, shoulders, and hood. So these areas are less wind and water resistant. Also, if you are looking for a packable parka, this probably isn't it. It's not impossible, but it's a struggle to stuff it into a small bag. We've covered fill power, fill composition, fill weight, and fill construction. But the real test is how the jacket performs in real-world conditions. The coldest I've put this through was in windy, -8-degree weather on the Japanese Alps. Didn't feel any wind chill because of the windproof outer shell, more on that soon, and the jacket can be comfortably warm with 3 layers underneath. Though I could have removed a layer and I'd probably still feel fine. Above 10 degrees, it starts to feel stuffy, even with lighter layers underneath. But I said this is more of a drawback of down in general than this jacket in particular. Unlike wool, down is much less breathable and not as thermoregulating, hence the urge to take it off when you're indoors. Now, Uniqlo recommends hand washing the jacket, so after 2 weeks of occasional use, that's what I did. I usually have no problem hand washing clothes, but this jacket kept floating up and it was near impossible to fully soak it underwater. Honestly, felt like I had to learn some jiu-jitsu moves to pin this down. And just when I thought the worst was over, the down gave off a lingering stench that only went away after 2 days. So I guess my takeaway from all this is, screw hand washing. I'll just machine wash it on a delicate cycle next time. The outer shell is made from 100% polyester. It's windproof and water repellent, and like the Uniqlo blockhead parka and brown shoulder mini bag, I expect the water repellent finish to run off over time. Not a big deal since you can always recoat it with a DWR spray. Inside, the lining is also 100% polyester, and I like how easy it is to slide into. And surprisingly, the polyester isn't uncomfortable on the arms, even with a short sleeve t-shirt underneath. The jacket has a front zip and 2 hand pockets with zip closures. As usual, they're all YKK. The front zip has a braille-like texture for added grip, which I guess is useful when you can't feel your fingers in the cold. Regardless, I would have preferred a larger zip so that it's easier to grab onto with my gloves on. There's a rubber strip along the zippers, or whatever material this is, to prevent rain from entering. Definitely a thoughtful detail for a jacket not marketed as waterproof. Okay, let's put it to the test. So yeah, all's good, works as intended, let's move on. Now, despite the high quality basics narrative you hear about Uniqlo, they're still a fast fashion brand, so you can expect some corners to be cut. For instance, the fleece hand warmer pocket. It's thin and dry, and unless I wear gloves, it always irritates my dry skin. On the other hand, The cuffs come in handy to prevent cold air from entering. Inside, there's a vertical pocket on the right and a horizontal welt pocket on the left. Both pockets are good size, big enough to stuff your wallet, phone, passport, charger, or what have you. The bar tag on the right pocket is a nice touch, but where the jacket falls short is in the snap buttons. There's no branding on the buttons, so maybe it's confirmation bias, but the buttons feel cheap and don't have a satisfying snap. Unlike the Sungrip branded, made in Japan snap button on the Uniqlo warm line pants. Check out this video for more. Okay, next, the drawstring hem, which when pulled, cinches the hem to provide a better seal against the wind. You can easily reach it even when the jacket is fully zipped, and I like how there's a loop which keeps the drawstring in place so that it doesn't accidentally snag onto something. There are also drawstrings by the hood, but I never use them because the hood is already a good size by itself. When fully zipped, there's no discomfort on my chin and my head can move around freely. The down-filled collar is probably my favorite feature. It keeps the back of my neck warm all day, and because of that, I no longer need a scarf, which is a good thing if you are a lean traveler like myself. I'm wearing a size S and the shoulders, chest and sleeves all fit well. There's enough room for at least 3 layers, though if I wanted a slimmer look, an XS would be better. But also keep in mind that the fabric has no stretch, so don't go more than 1 size down. The hem ends at the hips, which is ideal for most people assuming you get the correct size, but I much prefer a cropped hem to go with my high-rise pants. On second thought, maybe I should have gone with the women's version. Regardless, the jacket isn't too puffy, and I think a large part has to do with the streamlining effect created by the seamless construction and the matte fabric. Also, the jacket is marketed as having a 3D cut. Not sure what that means, let me know in the comments if you do, but I'm guessing it refers to how the back panel of the sleeve and half of the yoke are all one piece. If that's the case, then it's basically a fancy way of describing a raglan shoulder. I don't really feel a difference in comfort or mobility compared to my other down jackets, so it sounds more like a marketing gimmick. So I bought this jacket for 14,900 yen in Japan, and at that price, it's a good buy. If you're in the market for a stylish and functional outer layer for moderate winters in mostly urban environments. The specs are decent, the details are thoughtful, and the design is basic enough to go with most wardrobes. But chances are you're not in Japan, and this jacket costs way more everywhere else. If you're patient enough, I'd say wait for a sale before pulling the trigger. But if that's not an option, just get a cheaper down jacket elsewhere. You'll be missing out on the seamless look, which in my opinion is the biggest selling point of this jacket, but other than that, in this price bracket, the difference in quality is minimal. Okay, for more winter content, check out this video. Until next time, stay subtle.